Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so tell me this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You came to the lane, and then you're not pushing the lane. Can you tell me why you're doing this? There's nothing wrong with. I'm just asking why you're doing this. There has to be a reason, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm not pushing lane because when I hit level 2, then the lane is at their tower and I can do shit from my level 2 Spark Spike as Talon.
Okay, so what do you want the lane to do then?
Uh, in an ideal world, I would want it to be pushing towards me
Okay, good. Can you explain why?
because then I have more room to play with and because then I'm more safe to ganks.
Okay, yep, that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That makes sense. I was just asking because a lot of people do something. Like for example, they would start hard pushing, and then I ask them why they're doing that, and they can't tell me why. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just asking you just so that you can form an argument as to why you're doing something, because that, like, since you can form an argument, it shows that you're kind of thinking about it, which is good. So that's kind
Yeah.
of what I'm looking for.
I mean, at least at level the first wave, I've never push it or I try not to.
Okay, I mean,
But
it depends on the matchup, though. It really does. But yeah, in this case, I would agree with you. I think. So, do you know what the condition is for level 2?
I have to poke it a little bit, then I hit the W, and it's
No, no,
just
no.
when
Like, do you
I
know how many minions you need to get level 2?
yeah I need the full first wave and then one melee.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, Lux's respect. Okay. So wait, you get Q second, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't you feel like you could have zoned her off so much more than what you're doing now? Right now, you're letting her take this farm, but you're level 2.
Yeah, you're right.
You see that she can't actually like do anything to you because like she can't actually take this minion, the melee minion,
Mhm.
because you would be standing in front of her and she would be forced to trade with you, which is not good for her. So you could have definitely zoned her off of this gold here. Um, but okay, yep, she gets it. So you're not like you have to understand how powerful you being somewhere. It's not even doing. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be somewhere. But
Okay.
the amount of pressure you create by just being in a location is actually very very big. That's something you might not be seeing here. Um,
On, I think I was like kind of scared of getting poked out, pretty much. I think
sorry, you were scared of?
getting poked out, and since I don't have really any real escape besides my flash, if the jungler comes and then I'm
Uh huh.
in a kind of a iffy spot since the wave
Okay,
is pushing.
I'll give you a little tip here. Okay, let's look at this. So you are pushing quicker than Lux at the moment, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's because you obviously outleveled her at level 1 and 2, and because of that, it naturally pushes into her. Since you would be exerting more pressure onto the minion wave, since you would be zoning her off of the damage that you would be dealing. So now you have created what's known as a slow push, which essentially means you have a fucking massive wave stuck at some point along this the lane. And what's going to happen eventually is the wave builds up to such a large amount that you don't have a choice, but the wave will indefinitely push in towards her. So that's a slow push. Now, there's actually a very, very big advantage you have here because you have a slow push. Could you tell me what you think I might be talking about?
I have zero clue, my man.
Okay, all right. So you actually shouldn't be afraid of ganks. The reason I say that is because Elise, neither Elise nor Lux can land a single skill shot on you that matters. So Lux can land her E, sure. Elise can maybe land her Q if she gets close enough. But you have to realize that they can't actually fight you if you are staying within your minion wave. The reason I say that is because this is a cannon wave with how many minions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 minions in this wave. If someone comes in here within aggro range of all of these minions, you will win the trade 2v1, even if it's 2v1. Because Elise can't land her E, so you're not CC'd. Lux can't land her Q. What can they do? Lux can E, that's it. Elise can Q, but then the moment she goes into spider form and then Qs you, or spider form and then E and then tries to do something with you, melee range, if you walk into your minion wave and you manage the kiting appropriately, they can't kill you. You would be able to kill them. Now
Okay.
this doesn't really apply after, I would say, maybe level 6, but before level 6 you can easily do this.
I get what you're saying about minion advantage, but I've never thought about that before.
Right, that's why I'm here telling you this. It's actually you have to understand how powerful minions are. That is something very, very important that a lot of people are missing. Minions are super, super powerful. In this case, you could actually 2v1 Lux and Elise. Now, if this jungler was something like, I don't know. I don't actually know if there's a jungler that would have, maybe Hecarim. Let's say Hecarim. And he has Predator boots, and he can kind of come from behind and, like, EU into her wave instead. Yeah, maybe I could see, like, why you would be scared. But, like, junglers like Elise, Gragas, Nidalee, no one can really do anything. You would be able to kill these people if they come.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, that's a very good reason. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and you're absolutely right.
Right.
I've never thought about it that way.
Right, yeah, that's why I'm pointing it out, yeah. So you're pushing the wave. Again, so can you tell me why you're pushing, right? The thing you have to realize is, if you're pushing it, you are forcing the slow push to end. Why? Because you're forcing your wave to go into her tower, which ends the slow push. The slow push would be your wave being fucking massive, but still managing to stay at one point on the map because of the way you kill minions. And the way you would do that is by killing the melee minions only on their team and then last hitting the casters. This way your wave would push a certain amount, but still be blocked off by the fact that there are some low health caster minions that they would have to get through. And because of that, that's perfectly enough time for more waves to pile up onto the wave that you have already created, thus creating a slow push. And you actually didn't realize this, but by accident, you have essentially done this. This is what you're doing now. But by pushing, you're breaking the slow push. You're saying, okay, I'll take my wave, and it's going to go straight into our tower, so it's eliminating the really big minion wave advantage. And thus, now you should be scared of an Elise gank.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, at this point, what I'm thinking is, like, the wave is at a point where I can't really... If I land my two parts of my W, I can't really all in the Lux. So I'm just gonna shove the wave, let it reset on the middle, and then apply pressure on her.
Okay, so here's I actually paused it, so let me know when the stream catches up. But there is actually something that I would like to cover here. Right here, tell me, okay? You just said something that goes against what you're doing here. Okay, you said that you want to let the wave reset. Now, can you tell me why you're in lane?
What do you mean, why I'm in lane?
Why are you in mid lane right now? What are you doing in mid?
What? So, I don't understand the question.
Okay, so are you doing anything now? Like, is there something you're doing in this game? Like in the time frame of like 10 seconds, are you like doing anything?
No, I'm just waiting for the wave to crash and then reset.
That's the key, right? You just said it. You said you're waiting. Right? Now, please remember this, okay? If you're ever doing nothing in lane, it probably means you're not doing something correctly.
Okay.
Okay. So can you tell me, what option do you have? What can you be doing now instead of being mid?
Warding?
Good. Can you tell me where you would go?
That would have to... I would actually have to, like, track the jungle and know where he started.
Then you actually don't have to do that. Nope. No need.
No?
Nope. If you're playing Talon, then absolutely no.
Maybe ward the bot side because my jungler is top side.
Okay, so here you basically have two options. You can, since you don't know where the Elise is, obviously, you can go into her red buff and put a ward there. You could also go to her blue buff and put a ward there. Now, obviously, where the enemy jungler is matters. I completely agree with you. However, as Talon, you should have absolutely no problem getting to these locations, especially at the time of the game right now. Okay? Elise can't actually kill you. Like she can't kill you, and the other thing is Lux can't leave lane because she has to clear a minion wave that you have just pushed into her tower.
Okay.
Okay, so like here, for example, if I wanted to ward topside, I would go walk here, and then I would probably I guess I would walk around this wall, put a ward down, and then hop over like that, and then come back to lane. And then
Okay.
for bot side, I would kind of walk around like this, and then ward there, and then I guess hop here, hop back, and then walk back to lane. That's it.
That's interesting. I've never thought about that.
Right, and what I'm trying to show you here is don't be afraid to get aggressive words in. Okay, the amount of information it gives you is absolutely fucking insane. And it's really, really hard to see this on paper because we just can't, it's hard to imagine this. But you need to understand how powerful getting wards into the enemy jungle is. And the thing is, this is, have you ever heard of this term called priority, lane priority?
Where you can basically get to somewhere in the map first without losing resources or having priority.
Correct. Yes. So in these matchups where you have lots of priority, you need to be ready to ward in very, very deep locations because you can. You can. You're not losing anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Yeah. So in this case, I really don't recommend safe wards. Because their mid laner literally she can't do anything. If this was a level 6 Cassidon that you're against, then I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Lux, level 3, with half health. And she has a cannon wave that she needs to clear. She has no time to do anything.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So in this time you would recommend me, or actually want me to see to go ward either red buff or blue buff?
Exactly, yeah. I actually have a YouTube video on my channel where it's I was coaching this platinum Malzahar player, and I don't know if you know this, but Malzahar is priority bot. He comes into lane, gets priority, roams to get vision or a kill, comes back to lane, priority, roams to that's what he does. And in that video I talk a lot about priority because it was one of the most important parts of the champion. So.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll watch that.
Sure. Okay, so she's pushing the lane in. Okay.
At this point, I think I'm messaging you on Discord.
Sorry, you're what?
Messaging you on Discord because I think that it was at this point that you
messaged. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yep. Okay.
And that's why I don't really do much.
Okay, let's look at something, right? So, okay, well, let me just pause at the right moment here so you see this. Okay. Now, in this picture, in this frame, there is something that is happening that you're not taking advantage of. Can you tell me what you think that might be?
She's using Q for me and the cannon. I don't understand.
So the important thing here is Lux is tunnel visioning super fucking hard onto this cannon, like all bad players do. And what you're doing is you're it's so obvious that she's gonna do something with the cannon. right? Either auto it or Q it or whatever. So the only thing you should be thinking here is, I need to get away from the thing she is about to hit. Now, what you should be doing instead is not standing behind your wave and waiting for her to do that, but you should be walking up towards her. Why is that? Well, simple. If you walk up towards her, two things can happen. Firstly, she will waste her ability onto the cannon if she's tunnel visioning, which means that you get free trade on her, chunk her half health, because she just used an important ability on the cannon. Second thing that can happen, second option, she walks away. That's also good. She's gonna get the gold from the cannon minion. Do you play chess?
I used to,
Do
but
you know what?
that
Do you
was a
know
long.
if I said the word forking? Do you know what that means?
No, I was
Okay.
an amateur.
Okay, no, it's fine. So forking means if do you know what? Oh wait, no, that's not a good example. So forking is essentially like when I use one piece to
Yeah.
to I use one piece and I target and I position the piece in such a way that it is able to hit two important pieces on the enemy team. So for example, if I have a bishop, bishop is the one that goes diagonally. If I have a bishop that is
Yeah,
in
I know
line,
what the pieces do. I just, yeah,
right?
I
Okay, so
know.
like if there's like a bishop that's in line with the enemy rook and the enemy queen, then that would be called forking because I'm forking the queen onto the rook. He has two choices.
Oh, forking. I understand.
Yes.
God damn. I thought you said for king.
No, no,
Like,
no, 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 no. Forking. Yeah.
then yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, so this is essentially a fork. What you can set up
Yeah.
here is a fork, right?
Okay.
She either loses an important resource, which is her health, or she loses 45 gold on the cannon.
Mhm.
Now it only depends on your positioning. That's the only thing you need. But realizing this is what I want to show you here. That you need to open your eyes to see these things.
Mhm.
You need to practice the fact that your opponent needs to get minions sometimes. And they will be
Okay.
doing everything they can to get it.
Yeah. So
So like in
I'm
this case,
thinking.
don't be
I'm
afraid to
thinking.
walk up to her. Walk up to her, not in line with the cannon minion, but walk
Mhm.
close to her on the side or something, and you'll see that you'll win so many free trades this way. It's insane. People tunnel vision onto cannon minions so hard.
Okay. I mean, I'm thinking of a way I can like implement or just like kind of remember that so I can use that.
The only way you can get better at this is by practicing, by playing the game, and that's it. There's nothing you can do, nothing
Yeah, but
else.
I'm trying to figure out a mental thing or a mental cue that I
Yeah,
can
so
like.
I can actually give you a few here. So firstly, it's more recommended that you play a champion that you're very familiar with. So for example, if you have a shit ton of games on Talon, you should probably continue playing Talon because you won't be focusing on the abilities of the champion. You would be able to focus on external things like these that I'm about to show you now, right? That this is something that's
Yeah.
very very helpful that you should try. Um, because if you play a game of like Syndra next game, then you're gonna be focusing like, oh shit, how do I use my Q, my R, whatever. That's what you're gonna be focusing on, not
Yeah,
these
yeah,
things.
yeah. You're right about that.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing I can say. Like, you just have to play the game and be like, okay, let me try this out. You have to you can't be afraid to die here, okay? Um, like if you do something incorrectly, you will know it. You will know if you did it incorrectly by dying, but you just have to try it. You have to.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions, or can I move on?
No,
Okay.
no. I mean, videos I've watched about, I think they cover this, but I've never given it any thought, right? So
Okay.
I'm just thinking, should I just, for the time being, or just since I'm implementing this new
Uh
strategy,
huh.
if you will, should I just like implement it on cannons or just big minions that
You
actually
can do
are
it.
worth
So
more
here's the
gold?
thing, right? Here's the thing. Actually, if you watch any pro game or any high level replay, you will realize that this is the only condition that people trade under. is recognizing the frames that your opponent will freeze because of an auto attack. It actually all boils down to this. A lot of people think that it's like, oh my god, yeah, Uzi is so good because he knows like exactly when to train and like, oh my god, he's practicing. Yeah, it's true, but why is no one talking about the fact that the way he does it applies to one rule? There's one rule to it, and that's it. Now, how good you are at using this rule depends, obviously, yes, but that's what makes trades for high elo different than low elo. Is that in high elo, people trade only based on the fact that your opponent will have to freeze for a few milliseconds because they will be launching an auto attack.
Okay.
That's it. Now, that's why I'm telling you to practice this on cannon minions because they don't come very regularly and it's easy for you to like realize, oh, it's like one minion that you need to focus on. Now, when you get better at the cannon, move on to melee minions, and then after that do casters, and then eventually you'll group the entire wave into such a thing, and you would be able to trade like this for every minion.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You start with the cannons.
Yeah.
Okay. So here you just did something that I don't actually know if you were thinking about this. So let's watch this, right? I moved it back.
Yeah, you probably gonna have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I know, that's fine. Oh,
I think you moved back, yeah.
Okay, so actually this is kind of justified now that I'm thinking about this. But can you tell me why this is slightly incorrect?
I have low minions, and the wave is about to crash on my tower, and I'm gonna lose CS.
So yeah, that's true. Now I will say that this what you did here is okay. I wouldn't say it's like really good, but I would say it's like fine because Lux just used her Q, so that's one of her key like damage tools out of the way, which is fine. I understand that.
That's what was going through my mind.
Actually, no, yeah, that's fine. Now, if Lux didn't use her Q, what is she doing incorrectly here? There's something she's doing very badly here. What is that?
Oh, she's running away from her minions.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. If she had her Q, she should be running in between her minions and then queuing, maybe catching you with a Q in her wave, and then you would lose the trade because of that.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, she doesn't have the Q, so you go in. That's fine. I just wanted to bring this up so that. Okay, so she has the flash there. She also ignites.
I have no clue why she ignited though.
What?
I have no clue why she used it. She used the ignite. Probably just misclicked.
There are tons of things that we don't know in this elo, so okay, so you just saw her use her flash and just go in, which is fine.
Yeah.
Completely fine. Okay, this is a bit weird.
Well,
okay,
the
let's
fact
watch this.
I'm freezing.
So, you killed her. What are you trying to do? Can you tell me what your objective is?
I had no mana. So.
Okay, so can you tell me what your objective is?
I was trying to shove the wave.
Okay, so you have just told me that you can't actually do that because you have no mana. So why do you try to do it anyways?
I mean, the alternative. I wasn't thinking about this in the game, but thinking of it
which
now.
Which is a problem, by the way. But okay.
It was just freezing the wave, or in a point I can like freeze it to my side.
What are you talking about?
Like just freezing the wave there and going back.
Right. So, if you back here, what's gonna happen?
As the wave is right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna shove to my tower.
Right now, like in this frame, if you back, what happens?
It's gonna shove to my tower.
No. Can you tell me why that might not be the case?
No.
Okay. So do you remember what I was talking about with the slow push?
Yeah.
This is a slow push. Her side has a slow push.
But isn't there like 3 Three minions is a freeze, right? At that point.
No, a freeze is only defined as a lane where the amount of minions on one side is equal to the amount of minions on the other side. This is not a freeze.
I have no clue. I have
Okay.
no clue what I should
So
have
this
done.
is basically a slow push, where her wave will push towards you, like you established. That's correct. But the
Yes.
amount of time it takes for them to actually do that is actually very slow, hence the name. Why? Because they have to get through these beefy melee minions along with a cannon and then 3 casters.
Uh-huh.
That's actually quite a long amount of time. And this is actually super, super good for you if you backed right here. Because what would have happened is when you return to lane, you would have returned to a fucking massive like wave that you could have cleared.
Okay.
Right? If you push this in or try to push this in because you have no mana, what's gonna happen is the wave is going to be slightly larger on your side and it's gonna be like nearly in the middle of mid. And then when Lux comes back, all she has to do is clear an extra like 3 melee or caster minions before she can hard push it into you and you'll lose minions because of that.
Okay.
Alright.
I mean, I'm trying to like understand why I should. I get why I shouldn't be pushing because I have no mana. I can't really push the wave, right? But
Sorry, what's your question?
nothing. I'm just like trying to understand why I shouldn't be pushing right now. I mean, I don't have mana, but if
Okay.
I push the wave, isn't
So
that
if
wrong?
you had mana, yeah, sure. If you don't have mana, then you can't. That option is excluded. It doesn't exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have a choice. You can't take that option. You have to go to the next best thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Hello, Mr. 6 viewers on average. Seems like you got more than 6. I meant 3. Okay. Long time no see, but yeah, hi. Alright. Okay, and then you get it back here. So let's see, right? Yeah, exactly. So Lux has to clear an extra 3 minions. Which is nothing. It's nothing for her. Okay, yep, and then as expected, you miss... How much? You actually miss... Okay, you miss 4 minions worth of EXP and gold. 4 minions, right? Okay, again, you have priority, so leaving lane is fine. This is good. Oh, you're doing the thing that you were telling me about earlier.
What?
Like helping top.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Because at this point, I think I see Jax is like.
I mean, I think, yeah, you can actually kill him. No, this is fine. This room is okay. There's
I
nothing,
think I
like...
kill him there, yeah. We kill him there. Or, yeah.
There's nothing too bad about this, because, like, Pantheon was clearly overextended. He had nothing. He didn't have enough mana. His health was not too high. Yeah, sure, this is okay. I don't see what's wrong with this, but the reason you should be coming top isn't because the lane is losing. It should be because it's a good time to roam. That's it.
Okay.
And okay, can you explain to me why you just pushed this Jax's wave in?
I'm making Pantheon lose EXP and gold.
And you're also making him lose EXP and gold. Jax.
Oh,
Do you
Jax?
know why? Yeah, do you know why I say that?
Middle. Oh, because is behind and he can trade with Pantheon.
He's behind, but because you push this wave in, what's going to happen is Pantheon's wave is going to build up on his side, right? So he will be making he can essentially freeze the wave here on his side because his wave is stopped because you just pushed this in.
Yeah.
So you're denying him a farm. Now I understand that this elo people don't really know much. That's fine, I agree. But if this Pantheon is any smarter than he is right now, what he will do is he'll come to lane and he'll start last hitting every minion, and his wave, Pantheon's wave, yeah, is going to be staying like right before his tower. Jax can't do jack shit about that. Now, if the Pantheon does that, yeah, it depends. Obviously, we don't know if he's gonna do that, but I'm just saying that you opened up the opportunity for the Pantheon to do so.
Okay, so
Just leave the lane how it is. Just if the Jax is ahead, then this is fine. Because Pantheon misses farm. That's fine.
Okay.
But Jax is really behind. He needs the minions to be in the middle of the lane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, let's continue. Okay, so here the issue. Can you tell me what the issue is here?
I haven't. The stream is catching up.
Yeah, that's fine.
You mean when Lux starts running into the river?
Yep.
Okay.
Can you tell me why you would ever go in here?
Why I would never, or why I would ever?
Why would you ever go in?
Because I mean, Wukong is there to help me with killing the Lux, right?
So he's half health, right?
Yeah.
So Lux can literally Q auto E auto and he dies.
That's true, but if
Q and then alt and then he's dead as well.
If she stops running, she's dead to me, I guess.
Wait, sorry, could you say that again?
If she stops running, she's dead to me, right?
Okay, so you just said that if she stops running, how do you know she will?
To kill Wukong? She has to, like, Q, E, and auto, at least.
Right, how do you know she will do that, though?
If she doesn't, Wukong just runs her down.
Okay, look, here's what I'm trying to say, right? Here's what I'm trying to say. You are trying to kill the Lux, but you have to understand that it doesn't, like... Firstly, you can't guarantee anything on killing her. What if she Qs you and you can't continue chasing, right? That's the first thing. Secondly, how do you know no one's there? You don't know that either. Like, the thing you have to realize here is that you are actually really ahead of her at this moment. Instead of forcing kills and looking for an advantage that way, stay in lane, freeze this wave, so freezing meaning you keep it even, so you keep the lane even, right under your tower. Lux can't do anything, because she can't walk up to you since you can kill her automatically. Just leave her be here, and just, look to freeze the wave. This way, Lux will be missing minions, right? And it's guaranteed, because this is always going to happen. This doesn't change. There's no, probability in this. Right?
Okay.
So, keep the wave here, which you can do now. If you leave, it might not be true, because the tower might come into play here. Now, you keep the wave here, and you play fucking aggressive in lane.
I get... Okay.
Slody, thanks for the follow.
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Fuck. Alright. Nice.
It's fine. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, just keep denying her resources.
Like, what you're doing here, what you're not realizing here is, if you go and chase her, and let's say Wukong dies and she gets away, you have just evened out the gold lead. So you can't do this in lane anymore.
Okay.
Right? You're giving her a chance to even out.
Okay.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
So, okay. So, firstly, I pause it again just to... yes, sir. Thanks for the follow. So, just to point it out again, right? This Elise missed her E. If Elise landed her E on you or the Wukong, this is a different story. Okay?
Yeah, I think I went over the wall.
Keep an eye out for new friends.
No, you did, but she used E before you went over the wall. If you hit that E,
but
different story.
I already pressed the wall, and I was waiting or hoping the Lux would Q me, and then I would be fine.
You go over the wall, and then Wukong dies. And then you go on the Lux. Okay, you kill her, and then you don't have enough mana, kind of. and then Elise killed you. Yeah. So this is something that we can't like not forget. Like when you go for any form of trade, you always have to remember that there is a small chance that you die, even if it's favorable. It exists. And here, that's what happened. And now you have just evened out the gold lead with Lux. What you should do is you take a lead and you grasp the lead. You hold on. Don't lose it by taking plays that are not likely to happen. Hold on to the lead, and you will realize, you will see that the opponents will constantly give in to this lead. They will forget that you have this lead so often in lane, and that's how you take advantage of it. You hold on and you let them bleed. You make them want kills on you. And by doing that, you kill them. Because you have a fixed lead. Here, you just gave her the lead. Now this doesn't happen anymore. Lux can trade with you, and there's a chance she gets kills now. Earlier, this wasn't the case.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
You were one level ahead of Lux at 7. That's huge. You were also up on gold. I'm pretty sure you were.
Yeah.
Right? Hold on to it. Stay in lane. Force her to come to lane with you, and force her to not take minions. And a lot of times she will, and that's when you go in. Wait for the opponent to make a mistake and then strike. Don't do something and assume you will do it perfectly to the point where the enemy can punish you for it. Wait for the opponent.
Okay. So, in what situation would that play of me chasing her be favorable? When Wukong has more health?
Sure. So if Wukong was level 6 and he had full health, then I would say that's fine. But if
Okay.
there's a clear sign that she's going to get away or that things are going to get messy, like if she goes very deep into the jungle where like the bot lane can come in and like the Elise, then no, then forget it. Go back to your lane, get an advantage, hold on to the advantage that way.
Okay.
Alright. Adolf Hitler? What?
Your mods are very questionable.
No, I know. I get that a lot. Oh my god. Okay. So you have half health and you're going top lane. Oh, you kind of decide not to. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna say anything about this. Okay, you have priority, and then you go here, which is fine. Well, not. Okay, can you tell me? Okay, this is just a very blatant like mistake. So you go top, which I would say is a mistake because Pantheon can literally QWEU auto, and then you will die. You do realize that, right?
Yeah.
Like at the health that you are at, he can easily.
Yeah. I know you get crits from low HP guys
Right,
and
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. So now you do something which I would say is correct. You clear the wave in preparation for a little fight in the bot lane. Now, this is fine up until this point. So you actually know that there are 3 people here. Shun is spotted on a ward. Elise you can see. Jin you can see. So you know 3 people are here. So do you not realize that you're actually walking into a 2v3? Now, let's not forget that Lux is behind you as well. Let's just ignore that for now. This is a 2v3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess.
Alright. So I hope you understand how this is like if I was in a call with you during this game and I was like looking at this and I would say like, can you look at what you're doing? And then I think you would immediately realize this. But it's because you're not thinking. You're just tunnel visioning onto kills so hard. Because that's the only thing that the culture in this game has taught you. If you go into YouTube and you search like, okay, League of Legends, what kind of videos do you get? Do you get how do you farm in lane? Do you get how do you split push? How do you freeze waves? No, you don't get that. You get how 1v5 Talon pentakill. I don't know who right kicked me out of the house after this game.
Yeah, you get like 30-0 game.
Right. So if this is the only type of media you consume, then I can understand why you would tunnel vision onto things like these. And it's not your fault. I'm not saying it is. But like, it still happens. And so you walk into 2v3, you lose, not even surprised.
Yeah, I got CC Talon and I die. Well, I don't die, I just die to a stupid mistake after.
So you do die then, right?
Yeah, but it's stupid because I recall in the dumb's place.
So that means you died. Like, that's still a death, right? It's not...
Yeah.
It's still a mistake. Okay. Oh,
If only I just, like, went over the gate on the wall in the...
Yeah.
I wouldn't die, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah. What is okay, this is a fiesta. I can't... This is really cancer for me to watch. Oh my god. Like, it's hard for me to watch. Like, the things people are doing here is insane.
I think she dies, but she dies too.
Yeah, she dies, but she could have killed Brom like 3 times with that E, but she missed all of them. But let's not talk about that. Okay. Okay, so here comes the mistake. So you respawn.
Yeah.
And then the first thing you do is you go bot. Can you tell me why you did this?
Mid lane was mid, or bot lane was mid. So I was just like lane
no,
with her.
Vayne died.
Farm.
Vayne is dead.
Yeah, but now. Not when I was leaving base. Right?
Well, let's check that. So you spawn here. Oh yeah, I guess she was. Okay, but then let's see what happens, right? So here Vayne dies, and then you still go bot. You don't go mid.
At this point, I'm like, okay, I see Jhin alone in lane because I don't know. I see Jhin alone. I don't see Shen, so I just like for him.
So let's watch this again. Vayne. Okay, let's count. Okay, let's count. Let's just do some counting here. Let me switch to your vision, and then we'll do some counting. Switch to your vision. Okay, here we go. Right. So you see Jhin. Now let's count. Okay, Vayne dies. Vayne dies. Okay, Vayne dies here. So second 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 6 seconds have passed since Vayne died. Okay. Now you see Jhin. During this 6 seconds, he was under his tower. What makes you think that he will ever come out and then you can kill him? How do you know this is going to happen? How do you know he isn't just going to clear his wave and then back?
Well, I don't.
Me neither. Do you know that they're going to push mid after Vayne dies? I know the answer to that. I think it's yes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Who's going to defend it? If you're not there, then who's going to defend that?
Yeah, you got a point.
Braum is here. He can't defend alone. True. Now, if you were there, you can enable Braum, which means he is a support, but with you, he acts as 2 people. Without you, he's no one. He can't do anything. But he needs 1 person with him to act like an actual person. Wait,
Yeah, that's true.
Why is there like a heart rate noise on my replay?
What?
Like, I don't know, there was like this noise of like a heart beating or some shit in the replay. It's some champion like sound effect probably. Alright, and then you force this really, really obscure like kill onto Jhin. And do you even die? Yeah, you actually die. Yep. There you go. You have an advantage. You have an advantage, and you're just like, let's get rid of it. Let's give back the advantage to them. That's what you're doing. You're not holding on.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay, and then you go mid here, which is fine, but let's keep in mind that you did miss like an entire minion wave because you died bot. So Lux is now ahead of you. Right? You see how quickly the tables turn? This is just 2 mistakes, and that's it. You do realize that, right?
Yeah.
This isn't like 10 million mistakes in a row. Like, you just make 2 mistakes by roaming incorrectly, and this is what happens.
I guess you're right.
Okay, then you clear the wave, which is fine, and then you walk bot lane, which is also fine. I would say that's pretty justified. Okay, you see Elise, and then you have to back. Okay, you die. Sure, I would say that's okay. I feel like you could have reacted more quicker to that, to back. But, you know, not the worst thing in the world, I guess, what you did there. Not as bad as the previous one. Okay, Vayne goes on to... Okay. Oh no. Okay, he dies. Alright, very greedy, very greedy. Again, only with the kills. And then you go mid, clear mid, very nice. And then you roam. This is good. What you're doing now is fine, but I don't see enough pink wards. I don't see enough normal wards placed aggressively. Right? It's only about the kills. And again, back to the topic, I'm not surprised because this is the only type of content you see on YouTube anyways. Right? It's not pro players explaining how to roam correctly, how to play lane. It's how I got pentakill 1v5. How I outplayed the fucking Yasser or whatever.
At this point, I'm thinking, or the point of me going top is like, Champion is at our tier two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jack just came back to lane. He's full HP with all his cooldowns, or at least not all. But
yep.
Yeah.
Now you're conveniently forgetting that Pantheon is 3 levels up. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's 4k gold up on Jax. Sorry, not 3.5k gold up on Jax. That's like an item and a half.
Well,
right? It's not like that easy. Like it's you know. Do you know what the emote forehead is?
the what?
Do you know there's this Twitch emote called forehead? Have you heard of
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
So this is forehead. So like just play lane, just win lane, or just don't die. You know, it's one of those things. Like, you know, it's easier said than done.
Okay.
You can't like expect him to like be in lane for so long if he's 3 levels down. But again, that doesn't mean you should go top. I agree that you don't go top here, which is fine. That's good. Now here, there's something that you're not looking at. Can you tell me what you think I might be talking about? I paused it again. Pause it.
Catching up. You're looking at Vayne, Braum, Shen, Elise, yeah?
So can you tell me what you think you're doing? Can you tell me what I might be talking about when I say you're doing something incorrectly?
I don't know.
Think. Tell me. Look at the map. Look at mid.
Do you think I should be pushing top?
Sure.
Mid?
Sure.
Mid?
Of course.
Why?
Okay. Let's just do something here, right? They are 7 kills up.
They're what?
7 kills up on your team.
Yeah.
Right? So that means, like, as we've seen previously, by the way, they have been winning all the fights. So what happens here is you should be thinking about this like fighting should be the last priority.
Okay.
Because it doesn't work. It's not a win condition right now. Right? You agree with me, right? Like this is...
Yeah.
Okay. So if fighting is not a win condition, why do you want to force it? You're enabling a fight by coming bot. Your teammates are like, oh hell yeah, he's here, let's fight. Like, you do realize that, right?
Yeah, yes, I do.
So I'm not saying don't fight. Like, no, of course, that's not what I'm saying. What you should do is you go mid, you clear the wave, and if they're still looking to fight, then you roam. This way, Lux is losing EXP and gold while this is happening. If no fight happens, you are winning. If you come bot now, then you're not getting anything. You're just waiting and hoping that there's a fight, and also hoping that you're gonna win. You have to be insanely lucky for these two things to happen.
Okay.
Right? You need to set up a win condition elsewhere and then go to fight. Because if you lose this fight, which is very, very likely, then you lose the game. But let's see what happens. Yeah, sure. You have a question?
The question I got is like, they're 4 bot, right?
Uh-huh.
They're most likely gonna force the bot tower. The bot tower is up right now, right?
Best part about this. 4 people forcing tier 1 bot lane. You, one person, could be forcing tier 1 mid lane. One person. You could be forcing it. Do you see? Think about this, right? If you were in mid and you were pushing and you were forcing tier 1 tower, do you not see how the enemy actually has to respond to you? What are their options?
Yeah.
2 things. They can either force a fight bot lane, which might not go in their favor since it would be under the tower. Or they send one person to respond to your push. Now, 2 things are bad with this. Firstly, if they send one person, there's a likelihood that you can kill that person. And that's really bad for their team. The other thing is that...
Can it be Pantheon with ultimate?
No, we can't use Pantheon in this example because Pantheon is pushing the top and you can't really do much about that. Like, he's not gonna go mid. He would have to sacrifice his really good position in top lane to go mid, which he won't do. I'm talking about people on the bot. Right? Again, you can pin. You can do a fork. Again, you go mid, you fork mid tier 1, and you're forcing them to respond to you. Not by fighting, because fighting is unlikely. You can do this 100% of the time, and it will work. You pushing mid will work. There's no failure to it. It's a guaranteed way to bring the attention not to bot lane, but to mid instead.
Mm-hmm.
Which is okay, because you're bringing their attention onto one person. You.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
You are correct, and you're right.
Wolfram gets a really shitty fucking engagement. That's a good brawl ult. You come in. Okay, this is pretty good, yeah. It's alright. You do end up winning. Well, I don't know. Yeah, you do end up winning this. Did you know this was gonna be happening? Absolutely not, but okay. Again, let's think about something, right? Are you helping this push?
What do you mean I'm helping this push? Oh, no. I mean...
Wait, hello? Can you hear
Can
me?
you not hear me?
No, I can. Sorry, what did you say?
I meant is, yeah, you're right. I'm not helping the push. I mean,
Right,
we're
because
not
Vayne can already do what you're doing here. You don't have to be here for something to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Instead, what should you be doing? Tell me.
Probably going top or mid.
Mid.
Sorry.
Yeah, mid. Yeah. Or backing because Pantheon is ending the game, but yeah, either way. Okay, so what do? You go in. Why? Why?
I'm bloodthirsty as fuck.
Right, you're a sadist. You like to see people die. Right? Because of the culture in this game. I need to get kills to get advantage. No, bullshit. And then you go mid. This is delayed push by like 30 seconds. And then what do? You back? Yeah, you push the next wave. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Nice Wukong juke. He's still dead though. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, Pantheon is fed to beyond belief, so... But again, like, do you see how this works? Like, it's not your teammate's fault that you lost advantage mid. Nothing to do with your team. You lost it yourself. You roam 2 times badly and you lose it. That's just how it is. But people seem to think like, oh yeah, Lux just got fed because my team doesn't know how to play. No. It's actually you.
I wasn't even
No, I know,
like.
I know. Sorry, you probably, yeah, you're not the right person. But like, I'm just saying, like, it's never your teammate's fault that you lose a lane, unless they literally like run it down mid. Then yeah, it is. But unless that's happening, it's not.
How was what I said on the before we started watching the game?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was like pressured by the Pantheon to help out or to at least stop the bleeding, and that I guess kind of tilted me. I guess in the way that made me like forget about some things about like not giving into the bloodthirsty and like needing to get kills and needing to
Right.
carry
Right.
save the.
Yeah, I understand. Holy fuck. And then you run into like a 1v3 without even thinking about it.
Yeah, I didn't really on that one. I didn't really see Elise. I just
no, you
saw.
did. No. You just weren't thinking about it. That's it. There's no like. You just weren't thinking. That's it.
Yeah.
You weren't clearly thinking about this. There's no excuse for not seeing someone. That's just you not thinking. Like, for example, like in that case, I could have said, okay, you should go in, but you have to anticipate that there might be more people there. How do you not anticipate that? You have no vision. It's fair to say that there might be people there. Thus, you should only go in if you're prepared to face that. If you're not prepared, then that's your fault. It's not a matter of unlucky or lucky. It's simply that you were just bad. You just went in for no reason. There's no reason for you to go in.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, they get Harold mid. Jack's DCs. Okay, this game's over. I'm on this. Is fucking 4v5.
There was another game, but I have no clue which game it was.
Oh yeah, this is over. Alright. Okay, cool. Do you have any questions?
As far as what you explained, not really.
Okay, anything outside of what I was talking about?
I mean, to be honest, no. I just, from what you explained, I just gotta, I guess, get a better grasp on what to actually focus on and not kill.
So I say that I know I say this. A lot of people are probably bored of it by now, but you need like, have you ever asked yourself the question of, if I take someone that is in Challenger and I take someone that is in Silver, what do you think the difference between these players is?
More disciplined.
Sure, but what's the result of more discipline?
More. Sorry, someone interrupted me here. I was saying some more disciplined, more consistent, and
Okay.
more.
So
aware.
again, you're telling me what they are, but why? Why?
I'm guessing because they practice a whole lot.
Nope. Practice is one thing, but there's something that they do with practicing that just makes it, because you're practicing now too, right? I mean, we can say that. So what is that final like punch? That
They
final.
learn with the mistakes, or they read
Again,
or watch it.
why? You're telling me what they're doing, but why are they doing this? Why? How come you're not doing this?
What do you mean? I'm not watching. What?
Like you're
Sorry.
telling me these things that people in Challenger are doing. Can you tell me why you aren't doing them then?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm here to tell you. So you actually know as much as a Challenger player knows. It's nothing to do with you knowing or not knowing the content. You know the content very, very well. Like
Okay.
right there, earlier, remember when I asked you the question of what you're doing with the lane? You know how to answer that. You actually
Yeah.
know. The difference is that when you're in the game, you're not thinking. You're just playing the game.
Yeah,
You're
you're
not
right.
thinking. You're not applying what you know. You're just like, it's like Call of Duty. You're just running around. It's like, oh, I see a guy. Let me just shoot him. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. That's it. If you need to take a different approach to the game, where you apply everything. Ask yourself every single time you're playing. Ask yourself at any minute, okay, what am I doing now? Okay, is this fight worth it? Ask yourself. If you ask yourself, then you will find out, because you'll start looking for clues. If you never ever ask yourself and you're like, okay, let's just fight, and then we lose the fight, and then you're like, oh my god, this our jungler is so bad. Why? Then why would you even take the fight? Think about whether or not you should even fight. Think about everything.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Well, basically, what you're trying to say is I'm on autopilot.
Yeah, you are
When I
autopilot. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Do you think that's fair?
What do you mean that's fair?
Do you think that's like it's a fair thing for me to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with you, but I've never. Well, I shouldn't say never. I just don't know how to break that cycle.
Right. I'm here to. So you're talking to me because I'm building you the staircase.
Yeah.
Now you have to climb the staircase, but you have to climb the right staircase, which I have just built.
Okay.
Before this, you were climbing some fucking garbage staircase that was made out of like mud. And it collapses because there's no foundation to it.
Yeah.
So I have just built you the staircase. Now it's your job to climb the right staircase.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
Right? I'm showing you the way. You have to walk it though.
Mm-hmm.
It's not practice that makes perfect, it's the right practice that makes perfect.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I just
Okay.
gotta like
Do you have
think about
any
what I do.
final things you want to ask or say? Or...
No, I mean I'm just you pretty much summed up what I needed or what you thought I
Right.
needed, and it was pretty much self-explanatory.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm happy to help. All right. I need to talk to some other people, so I'm gonna leave it here. Okay. All
Thank
right.
you, though.
Peace, dude. No worries, dude. Bye. Bye.
Bye. See you, dude.